Hello everybody and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 16, Week 1. Today, Dusty team, Matty Boy team, Meth is picking this time. And with us here we still have Space Cowboy.
How's it going?
And we still have Mickle saying things once in a while.
Hello? Yeah, and I says LD2L Season 15 here. We got some
it's a lie, it's actually
some
16.
issues here.
Yeah, the ticket for 16 isn't actually out yet.
We need to get our behind-the-scenes guys to get working on this. I don't know.
At Buttery Greg. They did take Space Cowboy. You're talking off camera about the bans on the Dusty team.
I definitely think the Void Spirit is correct, and I was thinking the Oracle would be the good ban as well.
Yeah,
I like the Visage ban coming out against Dusty as well. He didn't necessarily carry with it, but it's a really good comfort player, as Mickle was saying. It's definitely a good ban. Oh, and they leave the Oracle in, and they take out the Dusa. That made it to the very last ban phase last game. I'm glad to see it getting banned out this early. Yeah,
in this patch, Medusa was like... In an LD2L MMR, the team that picks Medusa wins. And then in the last patch. Even this patch, it's still pretty banged. But, you know, also going to ban the techies for some reason. Oracle coming out. Once again.
The techies ban as well. Did they ban that last game?
I don't think so.
I imagine they must have.
Yeah, they did.
They did? Okay.
Gotcha.
I don't... if there's one combination of heroes that I don't like...
5 seconds
Windrunner versus Oracle. I don't like that for Windrunner. He's able to, without any consequences, stop her from right-clicking. With a very low cooldown skill, he's got ways to pop Lincoln, so your only recourse is just get a BKB ridiculously early. He's got the ability to do the false promise. If you are starting your fight on anybody but him, he can just kind of save whoever you're trying to plank down. Very annoying for Windrunner.
I agree, and I think you definitely ban out the Oracle instead. Let them have the Dusa. If they first pick Dusa, you just pick AM. I know you said it's only like 51% win rate against Dusa, but in my opinion, AM should be a lot better than that. This early of a Void, that's very interesting. I don't like that.
I think they're just sacking his pick, because considering his impact last game.
The Rubik hero. They want to have the Rubik, the Rubik Chronospheres.
Yeah, the Void can still run around in.
Yeah, I think the real carry is gonna be Harp.
Yeah, I still don't like this early of a Void pick. I don't like it at all. But that being said, it is what it is. Got the Rubik, got the Batrider ban, who's one of those broken universal heroes. You got the Silencer ban, who played pretty well last game. Although their Silencer player might be playing the Rubik, who knows?
Could be. I mean, they didn't really counter out the Faceless Void here. I think it's kind of hard to just completely counter out the Faceless Void, because if you sit on him too much, they can just pick somebody else that, you know, either fills in where his weaknesses are in the Chrono. So it's like, if you pick something you can kill him in Chrono, they can just throw somebody like a Snapfire in that can just do the damage for him. Throw an Invoker in that can just do the damage for him. And Carp is not afraid to pick that, even though he has a terrible win rate on it. They, or they can just make the Faceless Void just use Chronosphere like a really big, scary Fiend's Grip. And just
I think you counter him. You counter him by having a very easy lane against him, and he is a pretty poor laner, especially the Oracle's pretty subpar laner as well. I think you can definitely bully them a lot in their off lane.
You can, but you know, the thing I was saying is that even if he gets theoretically countered out by pick swordplay, if he basically just becomes a walking Chronosphere for somebody else to take advantage of, or if he's a walking just kill one specific person you don't like on the enemy team guy, it's a lot harder to get rid of that. So I do think it's a little safer on paper.
But I think if anyone on if Dusty can play the Timbersaw, and he just snowballs out of control, like the game, like a Void and an Oracle can't stop a Timbersaw. Like they literally can't do anything. He just instantly wins his lane, and it's a very sad day for them.
Speaking
They
of
do
Snapfire,
the Snapfire Void combo. I definitely, the Legion Commander would also bully them really well out of lane. Void can jump off his Q. What's Legion Commander's Q called? I can't remember, but Void can jump
overwhelming
that
odds.
off. However, he still just gets bullied out of lane.
Yeah, I don't know. As a 3-player, I don't like the LC versus Faceless Void situation because it's like you bully him in lane, and that's all well and good, and then he like, unless Faceless Void is really caught unawares, you're really not gonna do anything to him for the rest of the game. Like you probably shouldn't be getting duels on this team. If you do, it's probably his fault. It's that kind of situation.
5 seconds.
They instead decide to go with the Magnus, which
Yeah, that's a bit nasty.
it's a good hero, good choice.
It
won't
does still
bully
have
the Void out as much, but it's still a really good choice.
I mean, it's likely going to be Maniac again, or at least potentially Maniac again, anyway.
Oh, that's true. It is the mid.
You do still have the ability to, I think, play flexibly around that as a Void. I don't think you're... Okay, yeah, that super sucks for Void. That super sucks for everybody, actually.
That is a good bully there, too. So is this a 1 Windrunner, I guess?
It could potentially be. Could be potentially one Windrunner. Could be 3 Windrunner. Could be 2 Magnus is juking us. It could be Doom.
This Omni is the offlaner, right? Isn't that Dusty's hero?
Could be. Or it could be a support, or they could be doing anything. I don't know. It's this weird team. It's going to be impossible to tell what they're doing.
Meth on Doom. That's interesting as well.
Yeah, you had some good results on that back in Season 14.
It's some interesting hero. The Vanguard and Octarine build on Doom is really good for sure.
I think the most interesting thing about the Doom here really is when we were used to run Doom on Bean 10, the times that I would have the Meth Doom being run is when there was specifically one guy that they really cared about. Like the first time we faced the Hollywood team before they reorganized it, you know, I had him run Doom and try to bully the Bush. When we faced the PPM team, I had him run Doom and try to bully that guy. Had him run Doom when he was trying to bear down on one specific person. If he's still under that mentality, that could mean that they're thinking here that the real problem in the last game was specifically Toshi, that the rest of the guys were just kind of set dressing on him, and if they can sit on him specifically, they've got a very good path to victory here. Which I don't think is that out of sorts as a conclusion.
I'm surprised they banned out the Naga. I would think their cores are Windrunner, Magnus, Omni.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the case.
I think Windrunner 1, Magnus mid, Omni off lane. But I guess they disagree. It looks like Carp still needs a hero here. Who would you ban out against Carp?
5 seconds
They already did the Void and the Ember. They did the Zeus. They did the Sniper.
You gotta get rid of the Invoker here. I mean, I know he has a bad win rate on it, but you can't let Void Invoker happen to you. With an Invoker who knows how to play that hero.
I would ban
Ember. I would agree that's probably better. I don't know. I played against that Invoker. It was not that scary.
I
But
would ban a tower pusher on Carp, because I don't think their only tower push here is Faceless.
They got a Snapfire.
Timber...
They don't need to care that much about that, I don't think.
No.
If Carp plays the Timber, I think that was a great ban.
5
He
seconds.
kinda
They need to put Carp on a scaling mid, like a, I don't know, like a Lone Druid or a...
I mean, hey, if they want
One
somebody who
druid.
scales and pushes towers, they could always pick Sniper.
It's banned.
Oh no, they couldn't always pick Sniper then, never mind.
Banning out the PL. They still think that they're picking a core here on Dusty. I'm thinking it'll be a support.
Ten seconds remaining.
I've said this before and I'll say it again.
5
The
seconds
Snapfire
remaining.
lizard thing's tongue looks too, like, meaty. It looks like a big
What's this?
piece of ham.
Yeah, definitely looks more like a dog than a lizard, but I think that's
That
what they're
was-
going for.
Yeah, that was intentional. But that tongue, that's ham. For sure, that's lunch meat. That's an Oscar Mayer tongue. That's what that is.
Yeah,
sound
definitely looks a bit like it.
Dire team pick.
Bro, don't talk
I
about
guess
how much
they.
I'm gonna eat
I guess
tonight.
they're correct. There is a core. I guess it's a support Windrunner.
I think it's
Support Omni. I don't know.
Could be support, yeah, support Omni is most likely, I think. A lot of their, one of the unfortunate twin curses of the
10
Dusty team
seconds
is that
remaining.
not only do they have a lot of support players, an overwhelming amount of them, but they also have a lot of
5
support players
seconds
who
remaining.
haven't played support in a very long time. So you're gonna see things like the Omni Knight support coming out.
Yeah, I was pretty excited to see the offlane Omni, to be honest. But I guess it'll be an offlane Beastmaster here, which will be fine. One of those universal heroes that's just does universal things.
Yeah, he's pretty much. I think actually I do like that in the capacity of it's a soft ban for a lot of carp heroes. A lot of carp heroes can't play into the Beastmaster shout. Like a very large part of his pool is very distinctly.
Yeah, the
this-
spirits that he plays are already banned. I don't know.
Honestly, you know what I would do? I would just go balls to the wall. I'd run him on the Snapfire, pick somebody else here.
That would be pretty interesting. I would not do that, but that would be interesting.
I think you're kind of out of pool. I think whatever you're going to have here is going to be so off comfort.
Mickle said Lone Druid, right? I think he has played that. That would be
Yeah,
interesting.
I
You could
think-
go Druid. I don't know
that's
how much
a-
I like Druid into Omni.
I don't like it into Beastmaster.
I don't like
But-
it into
but we'll see.
Windrunner. I don't really like it into this team.
Yeah,
But it is what they're gonna do.
Choose your hero.
Mickle is correct.
Yeah, they need a tower push. I don't think the faceless is gonna be enough. Snaps.
I like the Doom with the guitar. That's pretty sick
Yeah, that's the best Doom set. They're never gonna top that.
for sure. I don't think that's. I think the guitar is the only part of that set that's. I think he has a different set, and he just grabbed the guitar, which is cool. That's the coolest part.
The guitar is the part that's never gonna be surpassed. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
fix
like
your
it.
tongue. They got a crocodile tongue now.
Yeah, that's true. And it's still kind of a dog, and you got the young Snapfire, of course. Because no, I think it's like 100% of people use the young Snapfire skin. It feels like.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny how the entire intent of Snapfire is like, oh yeah, you get like the dangerous old grandma, and it's like a subversion. Except literally nobody plays as the grandma anymore. They all play as the young badass Snapfire.
Oh, Toshi position 1 Magnus, Maniac mid Windrunner. It's interesting.
It's not the
And
most
it is
outlandish
the-
thing. I saw a lot of successful Pos 1 Magnus play in this particular patch. With the right items, it gets very devastating. I don't know. This dire lineup doesn't do it for me. Like, there's some problems in the Radiant lineup as well. You know, the Beastmaster pick, like I said, was definitely. It definitely feels like the Beastmaster pick was a lot more to make sure Carp didn't get something good than it was because he really wanted to play Beastmaster in this awesome Beastmaster game. But that's
I do think this Faceless Void just doesn't get any farm for the first 10 minutes.
It's very small potatoes compared to the rest of the lineup. They have the ability to drop Chronos and send the
Prepare for
Snapfire ult
battle.
into them, but that's all they have during Chrono. I mean, like, at all. You don't want to like doom somebody in the Chrono. You don't want to like the Druid can't do anything to the Chrono except the actual human Druid can throw balls in it, I guess.
Sorry,
So
what?
this Faceless Void, outside of the Snapfire combo particularly, sticks out on the scene like a really sore thumb. It's gonna be, which would be okay usually, but as you said, this is going to almost certainly be a pretty rough game for the guy, so, you know, it's going to be a scenario where it's like, you know, I was talking about if he gets super countered out, that's okay as long as he can be a Chronosphere for other people, but I think you kind of need. But the problem is like his Chronosphere is like the opposite of what 3 people on his team
30
kind of want to
seconds
happen, you know?
battle.
Yeah, he might get someone on the edge, but for the most part, it's just holding them in place for their position for Snapfire, which,
That's
if you're not holding them in place for a core, like, is it even worth it? I don't know.
I think Snapfire is fine. The Snapfire ult early on is going to do enough damage. My concern is more that it's like, okay, so Doom's only option to throw damage into the
The battle
Chronosphere is like the
begins.
Mud Golem rocks or like a Mana Break or something, like the Mana Break from the Satyrs. The only time Druid's going to throw any damage into a Chronosphere is never. And not only
Yeah.
can they not do anything into it, it's like Doom can't Doom during a Chronosphere. Druid can't be that close to the fight when a Chronosphere is happening, or else he's stuck in it and he likely dies because they have about as good of things to throw in a Chronosphere as the enemy team does.
On the plus side for Dire, it looks like they snagged a bounty rune with the bear, and they ended up with 3 bounty runes.
Yep. 3 for 1 on the bounty runes, so they got a strong start if nothing else.
Does Void have a wand?
Does Void have 1 now? He's not even
He is building
first.
it.
He's getting it
Well,
3rd after his Wraithbane and his
Considering
Bliss
it.
Spider
Oh,
Animal.
wow.
What happened? What happened, Bliss? Explain yourself. Oh, he just took a terrible trade and just
Hmm.
committed to it like hell.
Yeah.
First blood.
It was well played by a sculpture. He baited him well.
That's very interesting. It seems like you would think that would be the kind of trade you would take as Omni if you got your Q at level 1, but he didn't get that. He was sitting right up in Snapfire's face without the ability to drop pure damage on her head and heal himself.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he thought that was on cooldown or if he wasn't thinking about it, but
They did get the Snapfire low, but that's a very small compensation. I will say, if nothing else, I guess the hypothetical possibility that Doom could walk over a big portion of this game is definitely here. You know, the nice thing about Doom in this particular patch is that you're not really given the exclusive choice between being tanky and doing a lot of damage, and dooming effectively. You can kind of do all 3 of those things and be fine. Now it's...
I think it was not necessarily the greatest hero pre-patch, but post-patch I think Doom is actually pretty good because he was a little bit above average before, and they nerfed the universal heroes. So I think he's pretty good now. Although they did just get rid of his Vanguard Octarine build, so maybe I guess they did nerf him pretty good in that. Very close.
Oh,
is he
no,
dead?
He
He's
actually
dead.
dies going for that courier there on the Beastmaster. And then he says, "Oh no."
Very lucky
chat.
bash there.
That was S Culture's bash from the last game. It was transported to the future and given to his +1 instead. I mean, if that's not self-sacrificing support play, I don't know what is.
Wood going for the stick, which I think is needed.
Gabby has moved that up a little bit in the priority already. He did get the Wraith Band finished. He's now going to take a 3 tower shot.
One thing about early levels in Doom, he's got like no armor.
Yeah, you
It
can't
says
be
he
that
has 7
vulnerable.
right now. That doesn't seem. Oh, I'm not sure why he has 7 armor, but
Because he's eating a creep, and that gives you a bonus armor.
all right.
So usually you have 6.
6 even seems high, but
Oh, he's still okay. Whoa! That was very close there. But
I think,
Culture shoves a lotus into Meth's mouth and keeps him alive. He's
oh,
definitely
okay. I thought it was a fairy fire. I was wondering where it came from.
Yeah, he's gonna have to definitely play a little bit more defensively for at least until he gets the Vanguard up. If he keeps trying to do these tower dives and funny nonsense like that, he's just gonna die, and you do not want to start spilling to a safe lane as the pause 3.
Yeah, if you have
Situation
Scorched
like
Earth
this.
up, you can be a little bit more. Oh, the
That's
Void going down. This is part of the Beastmaster harass that I was expecting to happen. Beastmaster could have YOLO'd for another kill there potentially, but not knowing where the Oracle is, he opted not to waste his mana.
So far, it's mostly a matchup in mid.
Yeah, I don't know who's favored here. I imagine it'll be fairly even.
I would say it's probably usually Windrunner favored, but Maniac's not a player.
Windrunner should definitely be able to get all of her range creeps, whereas there's like a chance she denies some from Lone Druid maybe.
Yeah.
But hard to say.
I mean, like I said, she has the penalty of being a not mid player playing against a mid player.
Yeah.
Void has almost no last hits.
Oh, and he went in and wasted his leaps, so basically this next creep wave he's not allowed to get a single creep.
Right now, Void
it's
has
up cooldown
about
already, I
2
guess.
last hits per
Probably
minute.
too.
Doom also has a pretty low amount of last hits, but at the very least he's able to eat creeps. Very tough so far.
Doing a lot better than the Void, at least.
Yep. Sort of mutual Gove down here at bottom. Meth wants to keep going, and a Sculpture says hell no.
Radiant's courier has been
Should live here.
Yeah, that Vanguard came in at a very opportune time. Okay, never
Dire's
mind.
middle tower is under
I think Doom's dead, right?
Yeah, that was greed.
Yeah.
There is no two ways about it. That was greed.
It's like, I've got a Vanguard, I'm invincible, but what he didn't realize is that he's not. Oh, heck. They got the Rubik up top, though.
Yep, let's take a look at that happening. An instant replay. I mean, such a bad trade. That's what's going to happen to you against the Cryptic Oracle, I think. You know, one thing, you were saying that, you know, Oracle's not the best laner, but I feel like in a situation like the LD2L, you're not going to face many Oracles that have had as many games, as much time on the road as Cryptic. So it's definitely going to have a big X factor, the experience edge, and the fact that most people just have simply not faced good Oracles at this MMR range.
But he needed, like, an Undying to be able to let his Void get last hits. Like
yeah,
this,
that's the unfortunate part. On one hand, you got the Cryptic Oracle, and that's great. On the other hand, what's to do this game? Who is going to be able to take that much benefit out of the false promise?
I think it's a good Oracle game, but I don't know. They need to be able to secure their lane, and an Oracle Void, you don't against a Beastmaster or Omni, you don't get any last hits, and it's just a sad Void.
I don't know. For me, it's like you look at the whole of the kit, and it's like who wants the false promise power play time? Now, all these, you know, obviously you don't want to die if that's a possibility, but like the ultimate upside.
Whoever Windrunner and Magnus go on, I think, like these pickoff heroes, I think Oracle's good against them, and he can also like just stop Windrunner from ulting.
The only problem is in this situation, it's like, okay, great, so you've survived the Windrunner go. Now what? You know what I mean? Like, you survived the Windrunner go, but none of these guys are going to really be able to turn around effectively on the Windrunner unless things go incredibly poorly during the time.
Well, the Void.
Radiant's middle tower.
The Void survives, he can turn around in Chrono.
The Void has
in theory.
15 last hits, my friend.
Yeah, the Void's not doing much. He might allow Snapfire to get a kill.
You can kind of already write off this Void, I think. It's kind of the issue. It's like, if you false promise Doom, that's great and all, but even in this scenario, it's like Doom really cares mostly about getting his one big skill in. If he does that, he's happy. The false promise is a little much for him. The lone druid basically has 2 health bars anyway, so.
I still think the Oracle can have good late game potential, but they really needed him to
do things here, but it's like it doesn't help
he'll
his
be
team
great
much.
at supporting his core. Yeah, definitely, like, securing the lane would have been way more beneficial, for sure.
Yes.
I think an Undying Cryptic here would have been the best play for them.
Yeah, would have given them... It even helps a lot with that Void problem I was talking about earlier, because, you know, one nice thing that you can throw into a Chronosphere that otherwise would not really mean much is stack a Tombstone outside so a bunch of zombies spawn at your ankles and hit Decay a bunch. You can easily do that on a Chronosphere.
True, yeah.
It's not like this is going to be the worst Oracle game in the world, but it doesn't help his team all that much unless this goes, like, unrealistically late. Even then, I think there's at a disadvantage for non-Oracle related reasons.
Well, he can also just false promise the Windrunner, right? Stop her from attacking.
That's true. And in a game where it's a more competitive lineup, as I said at the start of the matchup, then that means a hell of a lot more. But the problem is you send a guy who's not going to win, like, mid. I guess he did actually win mid here, but he shouldn't have won mid anyway. You're sending a guy who's not going to decisively win mid out to mid. She's going to have a bunch of people that she's going to probably be able to kill in the lane phase before Oracle is going to be able to necessarily capitalize on that. It is quite likely in the current scenario that Windrunner gets a BKB before things get too bad.
Radiant's middle tower.
Especially if he personally goes down here. Which he
What
does.
are you getting a BKB for? They don't have any stuns.
Stop disarm. Stops the disarm.
That's the only thing it does, pretty much.
On one hand, that's true. On the other hand, honestly, that's probably fine. And if you super duper don't want to get the BKB for whatever reason, you can have Beastmaster pick up a Lotus for the same effect. You can even get a Manta if you're crazy.
That's kind of. I just realized they don't have any stuns on Radiant or on Dire.
Not a one, nope.
Dire's middle
They have the
tower
net
is
from
under
False
attack.
Promise, the bash out of the Faceless Void. They have the cookie, but that is not the best stun. And they have the root on the Lone Druid. That's
I
about
don't
it.
think you. I don't even know if you need BKBs on Radiant. I mean, it's going to be a very sad Windrunner if she gets False Promised, but do you buy a BKB just for that? I don't know.
It's Fate's Edict. False
Fate
Promise.
Edict, let's go with that.
Do you
Radiant's
buy
bottom
Which,
do you
tower is under
buy
attack.
it for that? I don't know. You know what you can buy and get more or less the same effect? A Lincoln Sphere, because they have two things on the team really that are
Very
going
good
to be
against
able to-
Doom as well.
Radiant's
Good against the
bottom
Doom.
tower
It's
is
gonna
under
stop
attack.
the Oracle unless he uses one of his team's very few stuns on you instead, and nobody else has anything that pops in unless they
I think
start buying
Manta,
like.
Manta and Link is sufficient. Manta would be good for the
Yep.
Lone Druid hits.
Beastmaster getting away by the skin of his teeth. Maybe.
Oh. Boy, howdy, that was close.
The sculpture almost was a very happy boy.
Yeah. The Omni Knight's presence here is going to help Beastmaster get back into the game a little faster. Unfortunately, this skill just ain't what it used to be.
Work hard farming very well though. I think he'll have a lot of impact this game.
Yeah, if nothing else, there is a bit of good news here. Warcarp and Map are sitting well at the top of the net worth chart. Unfortunately, doing a Windrunner after she's already started focus firing you does not do anything.
And not
You
even
still
getting the
die.
Rubik. Yeah, that's not ideal.
Go back to your hells, Doom. The natural plane doesn't heal.
Radiant's
Yeah,
bottom
Lotus
tower
actually
is
getting
under attack.
sticking a Lotus on one of the
Radiant
300 club
structures
members
are
might actually be
fortified.
even better, because then in that case you can use it to get rid of the. I believe this purchase. Yes, it does. It is dispellable. Yeah, you can use it to get
Yeah.
rid of the Fate's Edict, and it bounces back the Fortune's End. It bounces back the Doom, makes that an unpalatable target, so he has to get axed fairly early if you do that. They take out the Faceless Void, and they still don't lose the Beastmaster. Dusty is just not going to go down for anything
Radiant's
today.
middle tower has
Big part of
fallen.
that being the influence of the Omni Knight, of course. They're going to try and chase the Oracle a little farther up the tower here, but it's not really going to happen.
Agnes dies to a neutral creep? Was that the Tormentor?
Well, it's not 20 minutes yet, so I'm going to guess probably not.
Oh no. Oh no, Toshi.
Radiant's
Oh
middle
no.
tower has fallen.
The pings.
Yeah,
Is
he's
that
a
you
terrible
ping?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Necessary ping. That's not a. It's not what you want to see if
Let's
you're on
see.
the Radiant team.
Sadly, my tip button's not here. But despite the fact that the Carbon Meth, the Doom, and the Lone Druid are at the top of the charts, it does, I gotta say, feel like it matters a lot less when Faceless Void has support money.
Yeah, this Rubik is basically on par with the Void, and that's not what we want to see.
I've been top. They're gonna kill the Rubik, so they're gonna extend that gap between the two of them. But if Map dies here, this is looking very dead.
Definitely
that's
does,
bad.
but
Carb's
does
gonna
Lone
die
Druid
too.
live? He dies. Oh,
Oh crap! You just gave the two top net worths in the server to the enemy pause one. Well, you gave it to
Toshi
Omni Knight.
says I can die to a creep, but I can't die to you.
That's true. 1,000 gold just swung there.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
It's a little nasty. Okay, Dusty's gonna ram.
Vulture dying to Dusty,
Fats in the fire.
or
I probably don't
to
need to see that.
killing Dusty rather.
Chrono is on cooldown. Was not used there. We somehow missed the first chrono this game.
No, it's interesting that the script is reversed with the Dusty team needing to play temp, and the Carp team happy to go late.
Yeah. No boots on Lone Druid is a bit interesting.
Again, like the last game, oh, he stole the bear!
Oh, he stole bear, but it's gonna be on cooldown or it's gone. But that's that would have been a fun thing to steal.
It's true.
I'm sure this Carp knows this better than me. I do have some Lone Druid games, but I would think you definitely get boots on your main hero, but
just get one, that's all you want. That's all you want.
I don't know.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't like it.
So far, the Rubik has felt a little bit out of place in this game. Not that Rubik, you know, the pick doesn't make sense here. It's a pretty good Rubik game. It's just the way it's been coming out so far. It just kind of feels like he's been in weird situations and dying early a lot.
They did pick the Doom after the Rubik too. Not worried about him stealing the Doom.
They're not worried about him stealing the Doom. They're not worried about him stealing the... Well, they are worried about him stealing the Oracle stuff because they picked Oracle before that.
Bounty killing.
He's got Oracle stuff to steal. He's got Snapfire stuff to steal, which is all pretty good. And of course, he wants to be funny.
A couple times this game, then he did his job. I don't know. Chrono might not even help, to be honest.
But it would be funny.
It would.
It would be.
Chrono
It would actively
helpful,
screw his team over, actually. But it would be funny. You know, Meph, those who don't learn history are doomed to repeat it.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
They do have
I don't think it matters. Oh, it does matter. It matters.
Still gonna die, but they did take the Windrunner out for him, which is pretty good.
That was very good. Again, the what did he call it? Fate's Edict, stopping Windrunner from attacking.
Yep. Not
that it would have done anything because Doom was already dead.
Yeah,
he was just waiting for Oracle's thing to end.
The bad news is that was pretty much what that ended up turning into, was a lateral transfer of money from Doom to Oracle, and then from Oracle to Magnus. So you added some extra steps there.
Yeah.
Well, you did kind
Windrunner did lose a lot of gold, and did Doom was dead either way, but Windrunner died, and can't farm for 30 seconds, lost a lot of gold. Oracle got a lot of levels. Seemed like a lot better than it could have been.
Yeah, that was not the worst trade in the world. Still not the most ideal sitch. Doom's sitting here posturing, but you know he doesn't have his ult, so...
Yeah.
So, Carp is gonna...
Oh, we got Time Walk on Rubik. That's a good one to get.
Very interesting,
Not necessarily great, but keeps him alive.
They assumed
this is
more
very scary Lone Druid.
A very scary Lone Druid that couldn't actually get up to him. I think they assumed more retaliation was actually coming.
Get a couple of roots on this on me.
This could be really bad, actually. I feel like it's basically what?
Oh no, the Doom stops the blink.
He doesn't even have a blink, though.
Oh, I don't know what happened then.
What the hell was that?
Chrono on the Doom.
Yes!
Oh, and the Rubik Chrono! Gets it.
It actually meant something, dude.
It was
just kept
helpful.
these guys out.
It was helpful. That was great.
Wow! Yes! I told you it'd be funny!
Not only was it funny, it was green, it was cool, and it won him a team wipe.
Yeah,
let's go.
They didn't drop anybody. 3,000 gold goes into the pockets of the Radiants, predominantly into Windrunners.
Yeah, they definitely needed that. That Lone Druid was getting a little bit scary.
Magnus now at the top of the net worth charts. He RP'd literally nobody and he won that fight. 5 for nothing. That's the power of OxyClaim. That's what that is.
It tells you, you just pick a broken universal hero like Magnus, you go to a creep, you RP nothing, and then you win a team fight.
Does everybody want to hear, in YouTube land, want to hear a stupid story about what happened to me tonight while we watch these guys walk up to the top T2? And do little
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's do it.
I ordered from a local place. I ordered sandwiches because they make very nice sandwiches there. And what ended up happening is they told me that the order, they were very busy, so that the order was going to be about an hour until it showed up. What actually happened is that they sent out a delivery driver 30 minutes early. They went to the wrong house, knocked on the doors, didn't get a response because nobody lives in that house, and then they
Dire's
didn't
top
call me and
tower
drove
is
away
under attack.
and canceled the order.
Wow.
Dire are scanning.
Are you gonna put this sandwich shop on blast? Who was it?
No. Because it was an honest mistake, I know why it happened.
Fair enough.
It does not make me any less pissed. Okay, this
Oh,
time we're
the
gonna
Doom
start.
going in by himself?
This time
Doom
we're
going
gonna
in
start-
1v5? Seems good.
Too aggressive.
Okay, that
Didn't
was...
want to wait for his team. He said, I'm going now.
Oh no, the Rubik! Oh!
Ooh. Rubik steals the Snapfire ult and goes crazy. This
Alright.
Rubik is actually playing out of his mind.
If this is Barrel Rider, never let this team pick Rubik again. If this is not Barrel Rider, shoutouts to Ravi. You know,
Yeah,
I
I
probably
think
should have
this is
tapped out
Ravi.
and checked between the last round and now. Oh well.
Definitely,
Robbie's the Rubik player.
Yes.
Heard of the name, for sure.
Definitely Doom going in about 15 seconds too early there.
I don't know why. Magnus should just charged him out and just killed him. That was very passive there for some reason.
Dire's middle tower is under
Maybe he
attack.
thought the rest of
Magnus,
the team was behind him. The rest of Beastmaster's team is only
Dire's
just now
top
getting to
tower
him.
is under
We
attack.
actually see some of the comm issues happen the other way here. Where,
Yeah,
Does he live? I think it's going to
Yeah,
be pretty
maybe.
close.
Maybe
Oracle's
so.
not trying to heal him.
Dire's
Oh, he
top
does live.
tower is under attack.
doesn't live with much more than what he got ulted with, but he does live, which is good.
Yep. Windrunner, not a lot of damage atoms yet, probably. But the Omni not
Very
so lucky.
solid. Again, I really gotta question what the hesitancy is here. Why we're like splitting on that. We know they don't have the Doom. We know they don't have the Snapfire ult. You know, we know that they don't have a false promise because they use that really early. And what this team decides
Dire's
to do
bottom
is
tower is under attack.
what a wise man once referred to as the Delta split.
Oh no.
Well, this
Oh
is
no,
sad.
run Beastmaster. Oh, he gets the kill anyways. Okay.
Poor Meth.
Poor man.
It's actually not worth it. He's lower, or
Radiant's middle
he's
tower
higher
is under
than
attack.
Meth at this point.
Dire's bottom
This
tower
Magnus.
is under attack.
That was
Oh.
very brazen.
That's not gonna go well for this Magnus.
Okay, what is going on with Magnus this game?
Does Rubik have a Snapfire ult up again too, I imagine?
Radiant's
Yes, he
middle
does,
tower
but he is
under
at the enemy
attack.
tormentor. What is this? Why are you here? What
It's
is
like the
going
worst
on in this
Tower
game?
is under attack.
This reminds me of I was watching the scrim. It was it was the one you guys were in, Space Cowboy, and I mentioned there was a
Radiant's
point
middle
where
tower has fallen.
3 of the people on this MEF team were having a fight around this area in the jungle. The Matty Boy team. Sorry, he's not here today though, so it's basically the MEF team effect. They were having a fight in the jungle. 3 people were, and then Meepo and somebody else were doing the Tormentor at the same time.
Yeah, that was a good fight for us.
Surprisingly enough, I think you won though.
We didn't win the game, but we won that fight for sure.
This could be a good.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! It was not even like it was not that close either.
I'm
They
not
were like 5 feet off on any given
Why
side.
he yelled at the bear?
Oh no! The bear's worth 100 gold, bro. Don't you know?
What
this is not
nonsense.
Top tower
This
Oh
is
my
definitely LD2L. This is definitely LD2L. You
Wow.
whip the chrono and then you Beastmaster or the bear.
The bear, scream at the bear.
And then
Oh.
they go to take their tormentor and die? No, they don't go for it.
Oh, the communications problems on both teams. The Craigs are really showing in this Dusty lineup in this particular game as well. The Magnus is
Yeah.
playing like he's never played this hero before. Sorry to be mean, but it's true.
What does this Axe do on the Beastmaster?
What does this axe do? It gives him the funny drums. And whenever he attacks or does basically everything, he beats up everybody else and heals Beastmaster and his club, and Meth just randomly died somewhere stupid again.
And I guess it's a universal hero. So what is Magnus? I guess he's fine.
Yeah, he's okay.
I guess the Beastmaster likes stats too, so Nag is a pretty good choice.
You know, Dusty and Bliss won together. That's why they're together by where the bot T1 used to be, instead of with their team. They're together
Their team
forever.
that's diving into tier 4s.
Dire's bottom tower is under
That's
attack.
true on one hand. On the other hand, they dived T4s and got away with it, so you know.
That's true.
At the very least, they're likely to get this tower here, as long as they don't pop Drum of Endurance while the creep wave is not even close with T2.
Dire's
Silly
bottom
things are
tower
happening
is under
today,
attack.
fellas. This is quite the game. Okay, what? Now, how did this happen? Okay, he just gets... okay, that's a good RP.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's
Yeah, that was a
something
great
else.
RP.
That's the entire effective, like, damage of a
Oh, no.
Chronosphere.
Oh
Okay,
no.
that Doom was slightly unnecessary. You're gonna get the kill. Math! Might is off cooldown, Math! Okay.
I'm glad he went for... I'm glad... I don't know who was Timber last game, but I'm glad that the
Attack.
Octarine came out a lot earlier this game. With Doom, it's a lot more necessary to get it early, so it makes a lot more sense. But
Yeah, the thing I mentioned earlier is that he can be tanky, Doom effectively, and still do damage. And the way you do that is this bad boy right here.
definitely.
Dire are scanning.
This game is this is quite the scenario, I must say. Here, while everybody's not doing anything right now, I'm gonna tab out. I'll know for sure who Barrel Rider is because he's had the same avatar forever.
Beastmaster getting
Oh,
very
no!
close to his...
Robbie's
upgraded
someone
Doom.
else! I'm an asshole!
Yeah.
Ah, crap!
Unfortunately, Barrel Rider is not the Rubik playmaker we thought he might be.
Yeah, it's okay. Barrel Rider, no Rubik's. Rubik's for this man. He yelled at the bear again!
Is it off
Is there any
cooldown?
gold?
No, it was not off cooldown. It's already back. Not ideal. If it was on cooldown and they could push high ground right now, it'd be worth it. But that's not the case.
Well, they're gonna push high ground anyway. No, never mind. They're going to take the outpost and then go to Roche.
Synergy!
See, it's synergy.
I guess what I heard was not a bear resummon and it was on cooldown. But no, it should
No, it definitely was not on cooldown. I checked
Right.
through it. It was.
No, it just came off cooldown.
I could have sworn I looked at this guy and his key was off suited, but maybe I'm losing it in my old age.
Your shrine has fallen
I thought I heard him
into
resummon it, but then it said it was at 14, so
Arcane
worked out though.
power.
It allowed them to grab an Aegis, see if they can get some racks with it. They're up 11k.
Yeah, at this point, this is a similar situation that we saw kind of the last game with the shoe on the other foot. If these guys have all the advantages on the Dusty lineup, they really should not let this opportunity slip. We saw a different game.
And
We bitched out
they're-
somebody. It was.
They're not going high ground.
It's actually two teams this week. The Princess team and the PVC Pipe team both struggled to actually
Radiant
put the
are
nail in the
scanning.
coffin when they secured themselves a large advantage. It seems to be kind of a oddly common problem, especially weird considering this is a very early game focused meta, I think.
Yeah,
Radiant's
and
bottom tower
I
is under
don't know
attack.
what they're doing here.
They're
They're not
splitting up
looking
and
for-
managing all their lanes, and there's two wisdom
Double
runes
wisdom
there.
runes. It's been over 7 minutes since anyone's been there.
Yeah, I mean, the entirety of Radiant's been on this side of the map for the last 10 minutes. So that is not surprising. Beastmaster has
Got
his
his
sword.
boots finished.
Bro,
Doom
every
coming out
time
on
Doom sees this
Windrunner.
Windrunner.
I don't think Windrunner.
Yeah, she's gonna
Oh, she does
actually
die.
this
She
time.
does die. Yeah.
Bury me
Oh, and he's got his
beneath
blink
the
now.
tree.
You just have to go high ground. And get
Why
into
did
the
I just
sea.
hear Dota? Magnus just, like, lost the 1v1 while that was happening. That is...
Magnus dies as well.
He lost Aegis already. His Aegis is down. The leg of that.
It's a bit interesting that they took Roche. They're up 12k net worth. They don't decide to group up. They split up and they start dying.
Yeah.
Not exactly what you want.
And now these guys are just charging right for T3. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like this is a very common problem this season. Like the play there, you get the Aegis, you get together, you go right. You just go and pressure the uphill. They're really not great at dealing with this team. They're all together. That's not what came out here. And now they're
Especially when you got a Beastmaster that can just Beastmaster and Windrunner that can go hit the tower with the Magnus just ready to RP.
Yeah.
It's but unfortunately,
somebody has slammed the door. They are unhappy hearing this slander.
yep.
Mickle, what do you think?
That was me slamming it.
Mickle's had it.
Wish fulfilled.
Mickle, what's the problem? Do we need to sit here and talk? Do we
No,
need to
it's-
have a live mid cast therapy session?
Just so much is okay.
When
Sounds
the Wisdom Runes finally get picked up, that's good to see.
By the mid, the supports
Yeah.
are crying to themselves to sleep tonight.
He's lower net worth than the Rubik. He needs it.
Oh God, you're right.
Wow.
Non-mid player syndrome right here. Oh no. Oh, not like this. Oh baby, not
Don't
like
roar
that.
him. Okay, they know. Their smoke didn't pop, they realized.
The time.
Yeah, it's very ambitious to imagine that the enemy team is going to have anybody outside of the most absolutely safe positions right now. Okay, that
He
was a
blinks
bit of
on the
hesitation,
Oracle
but
and
that's
says,
fine.
I don't even know if I want to kill you.
Get Purifying Flame.
I don't even
It's
know if
actually
you're
a
worth
really
it.
good thing. Okay, this guy's here though. This could be bit. Never mind.
They don't have their Doom here. I think that was
Again?
probably a good play.
That time it didn't even do anything. They just yelled at the bear and then it walked away.
I didn't know the bear could use Savage Roar when he was stunned.
A good chrono there. He's gonna eliminate the Windrunner from the universe. Beastmaster will no longer be playing any drums today. They do take out the lone druid. Oh my god, Rubik stole chrono and he put Magnus in it. Oh! Whoa! That's a huge RP.
Amazing. Oh no!
Disarmed.
Oh no, disarmed! That's so sad.
Crap.
That's so sad.
That is the saddest thing I've ever seen. I think also maybe a testament to earlier Space Cowboy. You were talking about how if this game goes on long enough, then the Oracle is going to start mattering quite a bit. And I was talking about how, you know, at that point, things are going to be bad for non-Oracle reasons as well. I think the penny's starting to really drop here. It's starting to feel like these guys are falling off really badly, and the, Dire's going to start. Just
I was
taking
worried about that happening to the Windrunner a lot. I didn't think about it happening to the Magnus, but that was very sad.
Well, they didn't need it to use it on the Windrunner there because Windrunner just got solo chrono to die.
Yeah.
Bait out Rubik's buyback. That's kind of a small change.
Radiant's top tower is under
But
attack.
there is one bit of bad news. This Void is still just horrifically behind. Though
He's
at the,
Radiant's
got a
top
BKB
tower
instead of a
is
Quelling Blade in his backpack. Seems good.
at the very least, if nothing else, Windrunner's not really doing appreciably better at this point. You're
Is this
likely-
is the Void with the BKB in his backpack? Is that the guy that had 2 boots last game too?
Yes, you did sell the second pair though.
He did. I wonder how long it'll take him to put his BKB in his inventory.
Let's find out. Omni Knight's gonna do the Shard, the Tormentor over here while we're watching Windrunner take some casual farm. This is 9 as well.
Yeah, I think it showed up on the courier just about a minute ago. He just hasn't realized it. I guess it's fine as long as he doesn't die with it in his backpack.
He hasn't been dying in the last couple of fights in any case, so.
Yeah, and while he's not getting the greatest chronos, he did get the Windrunner killed the last team fight, so
yeah,
that's good.
That's really all you need to do in this case is Faceless Void. Either get rid of the Windrunner or get rid of the Magnus, and the rest will be okay.
Honestly, I think the Magnus is a lot scarier than the Windrunner right now.
Yeah, I mean, the Windrunner doesn't mean terribly much at this point. She's fallen off very hard. It's like I said, support playing mid syndrome.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen, I think, especially in some of these early matchups here. This is amazing. It does feel like it's going to be... The momentum has kind of shifted towards Dire, and I feel like it's going to be really hard to get above that momentum. You know, one thing I said about Lone Druid in this particular patch is that Lone Druid has all the tools to be insidiously broken, but he's not.
Oh, another roar on the bear.
The bear. He's not, usually, because this is a match where momentum is king, and he takes a really long time to start getting it going. Okay, that's a good chrono.
RP. And they go. Unfortunately, he gets stunned and can't skewer the bad guys towards his enemy, but.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Beastmaster gets doomed.
Cool RP, but unfortunately, there was no follow up on it at all, and he himself was not able to get much done there.
Doom able to take out the Beastmaster.
With all these ults, all they get is Beastmaster.
I don't know if Magnus should be going back in here.
Chrono comes
Very
out,
good chrono
Magnus
coming
goes
out.
down.
Oh, Rubik doing a very good chrono as well, actually. Rubik laughing at us saying that it won't be impactful, but it allows this team to escape there.
Hey, you said it wouldn't be impactful. I just said
did,
it would be
all
funny,
of us.
and I said it would be funny and did not comment on the impactfulness of it.
Yeah, I think he said it would probably be bad for him, but it could be wrong.
Yeah, I did say that there was a good chance that it ended up backfiring, but hey.
It worked
I didn't
out twice,
say
though.
it was guaranteed.
Yeah.
And now Windrunner randomly dies. Yeah, this is feeling done. This is feeling all
Yeah.
said and done. Then he gets tipped.
You always have the Magnus RP that could, you know, Universal Magnus, Universal Beastmaster.
Now it's time
They've
for
got the
more.
comeback chance, but it's not feeling good.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like at this point they just kind of need... They need to get like a 3 or 4 man RP when the bear's not up. I feel like that's pretty much your minimum barrier to starting to turn things around here.
I imagine the bear ends up in the RP with the Doom, with the Faceless Void, and you hope that the Oracle doesn't just deny all the attack damage.
Yeah.
They really have no damage on Radiant. Like, you can blow off all those chronos you want, but if your Magnus is just gonna get Fate Seed, it's off and nothing.
Magnus is pretty much all their damage.
Yeah, Magnus
Yeah,
has
he's
the
got a lot,
Daedalus, he has the Harpoon, he's doing 400 damage a shot. It's about twice of what Faceless Void is doing, and that's great. But Windrunner has just fallen off the face of the earth. Windrunner has had a similar performance in this game as Alf Landon had in the 1936 election. Just
Also similar to
minimal
Warcarp
presence in that
Windrunner
game.
last game.
Yeah. You know, kind of to the point of what I... Oh, that was a good timing on that Blink Dagger. Kind of the point of what I was saying
Is that
about
a
that.
coincidence?
Oh no!
I don't know.
The greed!
Oh.
The man and his greed cannot be separated!
The chrono being doubly useful. Oh, I don't think that's I don't think that. Oh, and he steals the Doom too!
Yeah, he just dooms Doom right back. He's gonna
Really
die.
playing out of his mind.
If that's happening, if you're in a situation
And
like
the
that,
Void in the step, that was a great RP. Rubik putting this team on his back, he says, I'll carry you.
Cryptic gets one of the bounties at least before he goes down. Okay, well that was That was so messed up. Lone Druid not present for that. Lone Druid is here! That happened and Lone Druid is here! At the set of racks they already killed, I'm pretty sure. Did that go down during that fight? No. That's horrible comp.
And it's like the Rubik Oracle show here.
Is this a dead Lone Druid? It is. Maybe? Oh.
I mean, more
It's
than
gonna
likely.
go Savage Roar and blink Savage Roar? I don't think it does anything. It's still gonna run.
Yeah. Oh my god. There's
staff
no
the
way
one
he
who-
has a force staff. There's no way!
Who force staffed
I
him?
think Rubik forced
He
that.
doesn't have a force staff!
No, was it Rubik or
Yes.
was it
His
Omni?
force staff is on.
It was Rubik. Oh no, Rubik.
You try.
Rubik makes 1,000 godlike plays and then he does that. It's unfortunate.
Ah! What is happening in this game?
I'd still say Rubik is MVP right now, but that was very sad.
Yeah, for sure.
But you kind of had the a showing of the poor coordination on this Matty Boy lineup there. Again, Druid in a place where it's like literally no use. for
No
the
reason to
team.
be. Yeah. While his team dies and
And also,
they
Matt
did get the
made
Windrunner again. The Windrunner is very sad. I think the Windrunner needs the Lincolns.
At this point, who cares? Yeah, that's something I was going to go on about before the start of that. Is you remember at the start how I was talking about how good the Lincolns, how good the Lotus is going to be in a matchup like this,
Ooh.
how good those sorts of items are. Nobody's building anything.
Did the
even close
Rubik
like that.
steal the Doom again? That's pretty crazy.
At least,
Those body blocks.
might have been.
Rubik just doing
Body-
great.
Yeah, does not want another Warcarp runs all the way back to spawn moment.
Force staff not used there.
Is I want this Rubik as my stand-in next time someone isn't able to play.
There you go.
Unfortunately, I'm our position 4, so he'd be standing in for me probably.
Yeah, that's true. You would never get to know.
I've got to play position mid once in this stream. Don't know
Yeah,
if it'll happen
I
again.
thought when you
but-
did that, you're just gonna start doing that,
Gotcha.
but you didn't.
Yeah, I pretty much went out of control on my Storm Spirit, but
Is it an open secret at this point to say that everyone thinks this team is better if Gotham is 4 and you're 2?
I'm not sure. I
What?
think I could. I think I'm a pretty good 1 as well, but I don't know. Oh, BKB on Void. Unfortunate. He finally
Wrong.
pulled it out of his backpack to use it
That
at
was
the right time.
Oh,
Pulled it
you
out of his
gotta be
backpack
kidding
for
me.
that. Feels bad.
That's why you
That
didn't
was
want to pull
his
it out.
9.
I saw that.
Oh, nothing worse could happen in this game.
I wonder how long it was in his backpack before he pulled it out for that. It
Somebody's
doesn't matter.
Somebody's PC could explode right now, and it really would not be all that worse than anything that happened in this match. I'm telling
It
you.
would not.
This is the saddest game of Dota I've ever seen. You guys got a real winner this week.
Radiant are
The
scanning.
Windrunner grabs the Daedalus. Is she doing the Lincolns next, hopefully?
Hopefully. Nope, she's going
She's
for the
going
axe.
out. Feels bad.
Just as a reminder, it stops the Fake's Edict, it stops the Fortune End, which is one of their 3 stuns,
Stops Doom,
Stops
which
Doom.
constantly happens to her.
all the time. If you don't like that idea, you get somebody to build a Lotus Orb, it does the same thing here functionally. Please, Phyllis. Please.
Dire are
Just-
Omni going for the refresher, which is a bit weird.
Like, I think
I
it's
think
why
a
these
couple
guys
aura
are
items would be good.
here. They do still have a net worth advantage, but...
It's a bit interesting seeing Ag's refresher on a P4 Omni.
Druid's going for his Ags here. Spear's looking pretty baller. Doom going for the Strength Blink. I don't think that helps that much in this game, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Can potentially stop a good Blink from the Magnus or from the
He's if he's anything like me, he doesn't want to give up his blink. So he'll upgrade everything he can before he has to sell his Midas. I'm going to say Midas, not Blink.
Yeah, I was
You
gonna
don't wanna
say,
give
I
up
wouldn't
that
want to give
Midas.
up my blink either.
Yeah, you want to get as many uses as you can out of that Midas before you have to sell it.
Yeah. I mean, that's not the worst way of looking at things. You got that thing to extend your line of credit. Do it as much as you can. It's not losing
Although
much
he's
going
going
for
to
the
base
overwhelming.
not using it right now, and I'm cringing a little bit.
He's getting in position for this push here. Meth, get it. No. I guess he's been stung by his greed too many times to scam.
That's fair.
Because there was a situation where he died just because he stopped to turn around and eat a creep.
He was probably dead either way.
Likely. But at the very least, the chances drastically go down if he doesn't do that.
Yeah, I would have done it too, but I also would have went into the jungle there and used my Midas and my Q while he was standing there just now. He got it off now, though.
Once again, the team with the lesser late game going for the slow siege.
Yeah, they have the Aegis now. Let's see if they split up and die this time, or if they actually try and group.
Well, 5 people, 5 different places on this map.
It's looking like they split up and die, but
They're a little hesitant.
Dire giving them
Yeah, the
Dire giving them a
Dire's
lot of
afraid
respect.
that history is not being repeated when in reality it is.
Dire assumes that they're being smart and grouping up when in theory they could have gone on them there.
They don't have any detection up anywhere to know that's the case though, so it's probably fine.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody was really showing on map there. Maybe Windrunner wasn't up, that's it. Well, this game used to be really awesome.
They need to have Windrunner slowly hit tower
Yeah, they need to hit tower.
with everyone
period.
behind her.
They need to hit tower, period. I'll spoil this much for you. If these guys want to wait around, if these guys want to wait out this
They're going to
Aegis,
farm more.
it'll be like when Godlike Matt
What is
waited out
what
his
is
Aegis.
Rubik doing here?
Dire's
Rubik
bottom
is
tower is under attack.
randomly in the jungle doing nothing. Rubik's farming the jungle or something right now? I don't know what's going on here.
He's
His
farming.
team is hitting the tier 3s, and he's over there farming the jungle. That's insane.
That's good communication is what that is. Rubik assumed
Yeah.
that his team was still 5 different places on the map, and was like, oh, I'm just gonna get a chunk of change, put some vision up right now, was not what was happening anymore. But nobody had informed him. He was the last to know. He's grouped back up with them now.
How much time is left on Aegis? Minute and a half?
2 minutes.
2
Your
minutes.
math is off.
A little bit. They hopefully they do something with it.
Goddamn.
Magnus doesn't need to be doing this. Windrunner needs to be just hitting the tower. Every time the creep wave comes up.
Yeah, they've got pretty good ways to control this creep wave as well. Shockwave, the
Radiant's
throwing
top
axes,
tower
they've
is under
got
attack.
the Rubik Q. Omni Knight can help keep their
Radiant's
own waves
top tower
alive.
has fallen.
The bear from Lone Druid just killed top. He has the Ags now.
Tags,
The
yeah.
bear just
He's just-
killed top.
He's
This
just gonna
bear,
wrap.
Top
Oh,
tower
no.
is
this
under
bear is going to kill the top T3
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower
and
has
kill
fallen.
this lane of
Radiant's
racks
top
before this guy's even walk uphill. I thought the problem here was going to be that they were going to lose the Aegis and have accomplished nothing and have to split again. No. No, that's not what happened.
Now the Windrunner teleports back, and now her Aegis is going to be gone before she gets back there.
Yep. And they're making the choice to fight here. Doom comes out on Magnus. He goes down, predictably perhaps. He's going to buy back, but this man, he has travels. He has nowhere to go with him. The rest of his team is
Windrunner goes
pulling out.
back, and they don't back up. The one time they need to back up.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. Like, the hesitation on these teams that were up, that was, I mean, I hate to be a pessimist here 40 minutes into what I'm sure is a 90-minute classic. That was probably their last real chance to win this game, and that just slipped right through their fingers.
I would agree. They farm jungle with Aegis is what, 6 minutes when you get it? At 2 minutes, they hit the tower once, maybe?
Yeah, all they did with Aegis was lose racks. I mean, that's really where we're at right now.
It's not
And
ideal.
That's gone.
Yeah, I think this game is over.
The overwhelming blink is out. Neff is probably going to get Ag's blessing before he puts his
Dire's
Midas
top
away.
tower is under attack.
I would agree.
He's still got his. He didn't get his Doom Devour target's Ancient, so he doesn't want the funny Fireball.
Radiant's bottom barracks.
I mean, I guess he really probably can't realistically sustain.
Dire
Come on. Come on!
has been killed.
Not ideal.
This is how. Okay.
I'm helping.
This is how this is going down.
least she
I just
kills
heard
it.
somebody say pentagram. Because
The bear should be on,
top.
oh
This is a
no.
dieback.
I was gonna
Holy
say the
crap.
bear should be on cooldown. Maybe they can try and push, but nope, not with the Magnus dead.
Maybe they can try to push into Mega Creeps with your Magnus diebacked.
No, that
Oh, this
Magnus thing is game over.
This is amazing. I've never seen the winning team say no you before. I've never seen the winning team adopt the losing strategy in an LD2L round, but here we are.
Yeah. Meph, your Midas is on cooldown. Yours
Meph!
off cooldown. Use it.
Come on! Come on! He's walking away from the wave! There we go.
He, Shiva blinked the last wave instead of Midasing it. It's very sad. Not that it matters at this point, the game's already over, but...
Even this Wisdom Room and Tormentor is here, and they're not even taking it.
The Rubik
Oh
Doom
no,
comes
they
out on
doomed the
Void.
Faceless Void! They doomed the Faceless
It was a
Void.
Rubik, dude. It was a Rubik Doom. It's
Yep.
it's fine.
Well, yeah, I'm not implying that Doom decided to ult one of
Yeah.
his teammates there. Don't worry.
I think Void.
The Rubik
Before he
Doom is definitely
Chronos
not
might-
fine. That was like a million damage that just got done to Void and that randomly died.
I think doing the Void before he gets Chrono off can be pretty good still. That is a
True.
really good Chrono.
I fought back and came back in here. Put AoE Doom on the Rubik because he's so tired of him stealing it. And then he dies and they all buy back.
But the game's over.
Radiant structures.
Oh no, Carp Bear runs away.
Yep, they have the team with the worst late game is going to try to make the great Mega Creep stand. Always love to see that as a caster.
Radiant's ancient is under attack.
Rubik just having some fun, knows the game's over, but not gonna keep him from having some fun.
That was a buyback on Doom, yeah. Doom just diebacked there in that defense, or in that offense. Windrunner also
Unfortunate.
died back. Probably, realistically, about the same size as Story. Oh,
Ooh, the RP
Toshi.
just barely missing that TP. It was,
Oh,
can't-
Toshi.
you can't be too mad about that, it was close. But,
I can be mad. Even if he got that, that was Snapfire.
Yeah, and he didn't have any follow-up on his team, and Snapfire had 2 helpers behind him. So probably even if he got it, the Snapfire might live. But,
Radiant's ancient is
I don't
under
know.
attack.
There's, no saving this one, Rubik. Sorry.
They are so desperate
Radiant's ancient
to keep this really unwinnable looking game alive.
dire victory.
No such luck. They just hit the BKB and make it 1-1. More Carp says nerds.
Yeah, it's, they just copied Imagine Dagon's game 1 strategy
It's a.
that didn't work,
it's
and
a-
it didn't work for them either. Who would have ever guessed?
I would like to state for the record 2 things. One, in this patch, the Dusty team from this game, the Matty team from last game, probably should have the advantage. So it is definitely like, and I think the patch since has not really changed that much. I think if you're having this sort of issue, and the PVC type team had the same thing happen to them as well, and their game 1 against you. If you're having this
Game
issue,
2,
you
I
really
think.
gotta be brave. You gotta get the cojones up. You know, I don't want to toot my own horn, but the most one-sided game this week, we went uphill the first time at like 25 minutes, 20 minutes. You know, when you have the advantage in a patch like this, you gotta take it. You gotta keep the blood river flowing, and it feels
Especially
like.
especially when you grab Aegis and you're winning, and you're against like a lone druid rat that gets Ags,
Yeah.
and you just sit there jungling with Aegis when you have advantage and 10k net worth, and you just let your lead dwindle, and it's game one. Imagine Dragons, the Matty Boy team did it. Dusty did it game two. It's not
It's a
great.
bad syndrome. You guys, you gotta win games. I know, I know the actual season 13 winner had this problem for most of the season and then still won anyway. But honestly, I mean, even that was a very different meta, and I mean, that wouldn't have happened if somebody didn't choke. But
What
I
do you
agree.
think, Mickle? What was the biggest mistake this game?
I mean, if you're gonna draft tempo, you can't have all of them split when you're trying to push. I think that's just
no,
bare
Definitely.
bones.
yeah. It's comm line issues, both of these games, very clearly. You have to have good communication to effectively play lineups that look like this. If you're going to get Aegis and then split up and farm, you're in the wrong meta. This is not the time we do this. You know?
And this Windrunner, you can't follow the default guide when you're getting doomed every fight. When Lincoln's is clearly like an insane item.
Yeah, you get like a Lincoln's or a Lotus somewhere on this team. And this gets like really easy, especially like if they get it relatively early, it gets very
Lotus.
easy.
Instead of this Ags Refresher Omni, for some reason, a Lotus on him would have been great.
Yeah, the Ags Refresher that I don't really think. I mean, he didn't even get the Refresher. Don't really
did
think
not,
it does
but-
much for them, even if they do. It's like, because Faceless Void can wait until whenever he wants to drop the chrono, and when he does, if you're in it, you're done. The Snapfire is gonna ult. Lone Druid is tanky; he can wait it out. You might kill the bear, but that's it. Speaking of the bear,
I mean,
think a lot of undue attention given to it as well. Many fights started off with them screaming at the bear and not even killing it.
The Ags Refresher is great against the Chrono, but the Chrono's not what's losing.
No.
Not what's doing it. So
Nah.
you need to have the Lotus for the Doom. You need to have the Lotus for the Oracle, and you need something here.
Yeah, the atomization here what steered them wrong, but I mean, I think even with all that, they still definitely had some opportunities to win. So I guess I don't feel bad about flaming the Matty Boy team in the first game now, because the Dusty team did the same thing and we got them just as bad. Also,
At least it went 1-1.
yeah, it's true.
So I don't know.
This guy's Magnus also maybe needs a bit more time in the oven, I think. There was just a lot of like... It does not feel like this is a comfortable Magnus. He does have that vibe. You can assume that probably this guy doesn't have Dota Plus, right? That's probably not a real 5.
I definitely think you need to not die to neutrals. That's for sure.
Yeah, you need to not die to neutrals. It didn't feel like comfortable. There were a couple of really cool looking RPs in this game, but for every really cool looking RP, there were just like 3 that just had me kind of scratch my head. There were times where he kind of underestimated his hero and just kind of let somebody walk away for very little good reason. It just
And I don't know this Robbie guy, but very well played, Robbie.
Oh yeah, the Rubik
It was
did
a great Rubik game.
I
Rubik
agree
did
with
really
that.
good.
I wonder why they switched off the Magnus in the win, because Maniac did well on the Magnus, and Tashi
Good
played well
question.
on the Naga too on the carry. So
Yeah.
Well, at the very least, if nothing else, I got all the recordings done this week, and they will be uploaded at the time I said, so that's always a win. If you or somebody you know wants to play Dota 2, or learn Dota 2 at a casual or more competitive level, or just play the game, that also works, go to ld2l.gg to sign up today. It's too late to get into this season, but there are still queues popping everywhere you look. There are stand-ins needed every game you got. You know, it's the middle of summer. Pretty much every week there's going to be stand-in mania happening. So, if you want to show up, definitely no issue with that. Find the Discord server. We'll be right there for you. And until next week, please win your games.